Testing. 1, 2, test. What's going on, guys? Samuel World from Samuel One World Productions here. Back with my top 10 videos today, again continuing on with my series of videos discussing my favorite movies from 1996 to 2022. And now we are made to 2015, people, which was the year when I started reviewing and discussing movies, and that year I started doing YouTube. So it's definitely gonna be interesting looking back, honestly, and it's definitely interesting considering, you know, my ranking is definitely a lot different than my last list, but yeah, I've never been so always been secure or what my actual I've never been secure what my actual best videos end up being, honestly, because I'll end up like switching, or I end up appreciating the film more, like, yeah. But I'm still very excited about 2015 for y'all today. There are still some great movies that came out this year. It's definitely fun looking back at a lot of these movies, so I do hope you all enjoy, guys. Let me know your favorite movies 2015 down below in the comment section. And of course, as always, before we get to the actual list, let's get into the honorable mentions. And the honorable mentions are Bridge of Spies, Steve Jobs, Shaun the Sheep Movie, Trainwreck, Love and Mercy, Dope, Paddington, While We Were Young, Ex Machina, and unfortunately the film that just barely missed my list, The Martian. All fantastic movies, just did not quite make the actual list. Now, kicking off the list at number 10. There was a lot of debates. Again, a lot of it was going to be number 10, honestly. But after looking back at this film recently, I decided to go with the 2015 remake, Cinderella. As I'm including Cinderella in the actual top 10. And it really wasn't actually in the top 10, actually. But it's one of the films I think that the more I think about it, the more I appreciate it. Like, it's just one of the few of the Disney live action remakes that I actually think to be far superior than the original. And again, as I'm building this idea, we watched the original Cinderella very recently, because I'm rewatching all the Walt Disney movies, honestly, even the direct-to-DVD sequels, mostly because for the new Disney movie coming out, and also for upcoming tier list. And the original Cinderella is one of the movies that, while it may have been great when it came out, it's definitely the definition of a movie that really is aged very poorly, especially when it comes to the messaging of the movie, and the characters not really being developed, honestly, and not really being focused on Cinderella, honestly, if you think about it. But the remake does fix all those issues. Again, it actually gives Cinderella a more interesting backstory, and gets him to sisters, and even gives the prince, you know, an actual personality. While it may play very straightforward, it's a movie that honestly is very charming, very lovely, very beautiful to watch. Again, the set design, the costume design is just perfection. Lily James is fantastic. One actress that's just fantastic in everything she does, and she really embraces the emotion of what this character brings. Again, it isn't going to change anything. It's kind of most of the same story, but it does develop a lot more of the characters, does develop a lot more of the emotion, the storytelling, and you just can't help but having like a big grin on your face. So that's why I ended up putting Cinderella in the top 10. Now at number 9, we get to one of my favorite comedies of the year. Probably my favorite comedy of the year, that is Spy. Which, again, something that kind of plays like your typical generic spy movie, but it does it in a very well done way. Again, this is definition proof that despite the fact that Melissa McCarthy's career has kind of gone downhill as of recently, this is definitely proof of what she can do when she's at her absolute best. I am how I kind of Bridesmaids in 2011 video, I think. And I had the Heat and the Honorable Mentions 2015. So of course I had Spy on this list, which I think of all the horror theme movies is one's probably my favorite that he has done. He's a great comedic director, and he knows how to use McCarthy's comedic chops to their full effects. And he does it here, where I feel that basically is a parody of spy movies, and it does it in a very well done way. Able to be kind of self-aware and what it does, but also having a very heartfelt story. Having good performances from McCarthy, Allison, Jenny, Rose Byrne, and special Jason Statham. Having some really solid action set pieces that uses McCarthy's characteristics very, very well. And again, the movie is just consistently hilarious. Like, not one joke does not fall flat. It was hilarious throughout the movie. I think it's actually a little underappreciated. Some people really talk about Spy much anymore, but this is a comedy I always recommend. It is laugh out loud hilarious, charming, and makes uses of the actors involved, especially again. When she is done well, when she is written well, when she is in the right project, Melissa McCarthy can't be a fantastic comedic actress. It's just some other movies like I mentioned with Tammy, The Boss, and Life of the Party, and a couple other movies that came out, but it proved that, yeah, no wonder she has just gone down here recently. But yeah, Moonlight just proves that, yeah, maybe we should start utilizing her pretty well. But Spy, again, consistently hilarious. Now at number 8, now some people may be surprised that this movie actually isn't at number 1 or at least high on the ranking, because I know if you ask a lot of people would honestly have this, like back when I've seen people already have this movie or a couple other movies at the number 1, but this one movie is always just pretty high on that ranking, and a lot of people would still claim this movie as one of the best action movies of all time. Personally, I'm not like going down on it by being still in the top 10, honestly. Because you guys wondering, that movie is Mad Max Fury Road, which comes in at number 8. I mean, it's still fantastic enough to where it is in the actual top 10, honestly. So I'm not sure how much of a popular opinion is really going to be, honestly. Because we have those people that just can't like. We have those people that can have certain people say negative stuff about a certain movie, but Mad Max Fury Road is still a fantastic movie. Again, it's probably the best of the Mad Max movies in my opinion. It has some exhilarating visuals, some incredible action set pieces. Got some great performances from his cast as well. Honestly, the post-production actor is great. It's one of those movies that really just focus more on the action than the actual story itself. And of course, trying to style on either show still as Furiosa. Like, there's a lot to love about this movie. Again, I can definitely see why people love this movie. This is understanding that some of the movies are much better. That's really all I can say. And speaking of action movies, at number 7 we have Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. In pretty much every movie after Ghost Protocol, every Mission Impossible movie has been fantastic, and spoiler, in my Station 2 Fallout in my 2018 video. Rogue Nation probably might be my least favorite of those 4 movies. It's still a fantastic movie. It's still an incredible movie that has incredible set piece after incredible set piece, fantastic character moment after fantastic. This definitely was the start of when they started to go more in the storybooks direction, at least one where they basically have a consistent one where they have a different change in every movie. But this one tells an actual through-line story in which continues into Fallout in Dead Reckoning. The first one done by Chris McCory, and he directed the action set pieces incredibly well. Like, so many set pieces that are just phenomenal and incredible. Tom Cruise still be insane, still got the great cast involved. Like Brixton's first portrayal as Isa is fantastic. The great writing for all the characters and the team. You get some really actual good villain here. You get a lot of great back and forth between all the characters. It's pretty much what you expect from a Mission Impossible movie, and Rogue Nation absolutely delivers. Now, coming in at number 6, we get to a very more underappreciated film on this list. Pretty sure a lot of people forgot he's doing it came out. That is Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. A truly fantastic coming-of-age movie that, while it may have some pretty unlikable people, I think the way he develops these characters and the way he goes through the story, because I think the main character Greg here is kind of an asshole, but they do a great job actually develop his character and not have come across as too mean-spirited throughout the movie. Again, this movie stars Thomas Mann, Olivia Cook, which I think was the first movie I think I've seen her, if I remember correctly, R.J. Seiler, Nick Offerman, Holly Shan, John Lee. You got a pretty talented cast here. and all the cast has great chemistry, especially the 3 main leads. Again, this part at first seen R.J. Seiler, and it's like, man, this guy can act. I would love to see more and stuff, honestly. Olivia Cook is probably still her best performance here. It has a lot of incredibly emotional scenes throughout the movie. And this movie also has and this movie also about these 2 guys being filmmakers, and there's a lot of these moments that kind of having movies that are kind of like parodies of our titles and everything, which is hilarious, and makes for some pretty hilarious stuff throughout the movie. And yes, we could do some humorous stuff, but when it focuses on the whole leukemia stuff, because it's obviously about a girl that got diagnosed with cancer, they do take that in a very serious light, and you get some pretty emotional, especially this one fight sequences that's like pretty emotional. And goes for some pretty interesting stuff, and it's a very unique movie, that's all I'm trying to say. And I do recommend checking it out if you haven't. It's definitely unique, interesting, investing. I actually haven't seen the actual film in a while, but I do remember it very fondly, enough to where I am able to include it on the actual list. Now, kicking off the top 5, a film that has gone way up on my list, honestly, than my last ranking. It's something that was already on my list. But it's a film that the more I think about it, the more I enjoy it, and that is The Gift. Which is a film that kind of came out of nowhere, and people were like, whoa. Because this is sort of the debut of Joel Edgerton. And I was going to Jason Bateman, Rebecca Hall, and again Joel Edgerton here. It's really has a very simple premise into it. Basically, it's just, but the way it kind of comes out throughout the movie is just, it has one of the more compelling mysteries that you experience, and it's a very haunting movie. You also got Jason Bateman, who threw probably his best performance and proved that by him being hosted, be a comedic actor, he is just delivers the performance of a lifetime here. Michael Hall is great, Joel Edgerton is great, his character is pretty compelling throughout the movie. The writing is fantastic, the mystery is compelling, and the thrills are really thrilling. You're not sure what's going to happen next, and there's a lot of interesting surprises that happen in the movie, and that's one of the most shocking endings in recent memory. Like, the ending is, when I saw it, I was like, holy shit. Wow. Whoa. That's all I'm going to say about this movie. This is definitely one of those unappreciated gems that, not check this out, like, what the hell are you doing? And now we get to the top 4, and these are probably still to the definitive top 4 from when I actually did this list originally back in 2014. Well, these are the same 4 films that went at least in the top 5. I think my number 5 was my number 4 was my number 5, but it jumps up. But coming number 4, we have Kingsman: The Secret Service. Pretty much another movie that truthfully has gotten so much better upon multiple rewatches. Again, I already loved the movie, but again, the more I thought about it, the more I just fell in love with the world of Kingsman, the more I fell in love with these characters. Again, that's why a movie that really stands out on its own, a lot of thanks to its excellent performances from the characters like Taron Egerton, Colin Firth, Samuel Jackson especially, Michael Caine, Mark Strong, like pretty interesting and compelling characters that you really are invested in. You get some very iconic lines, of course, get the line, "Menace maketh man," which a scene I have just parodied so much. You know, it's got incredible action set pieces like that. That whole church scene is still one of the most WTF moments in any film, period. Like, that moment stuff is just, oh my freaking god. Just, oh my god, that moment, that action sequence still gives me chills to this very day. And for good reason. It's very stylized, but it still has very compelling themes, has great emotion to it. Incredible action sequence after action set pieces, really likable characters, and a really satisfying ending. And well, yeah, maybe stop at Cold Circle Death make a couple of these moments kind of less impactful. Despite that, Secret Service is still a fantastic action movie that I always love coming back to. And now we get to another huge surprise movie at number 3, and that is Creed. Now, let's be real. I'm pretty sure none of us were excited for another Rocky movie, especially one that's a spin-off to the son of Adonis Creed. Like, man, they were really, people like, man, they're really just breaking out the franchise, honestly. I think similar to Rocky Balboa in 2016, people weren't excited for this movie. And so Rocky Balboa ended up surprising so many people, some of Creed even more, because again, this was a spin-off. But they managed to do well in making this film stand out from the other movies, while still having the same themes and the same formula and same this and that from the movies. They did it in a way to make it feel more stand out. Of course, obviously focusing on a different character, with Michael B. Jordan's Adonis Creed being an interesting, compelling character that you are very invested in throughout. And Michael B. Jordan pretty much delivering the hell out of this movie and making us you really care about him. Tessa Thompson being one of the better love interests we've seen in these kind of movies, and of course, the best performance we're ever going to give us just Stallone as Rocky. Still a shame he didn't win Best Supporting Actor, honestly, because holy shit did he deliver. And this is one of the best that Rocky has ever been portrayed since the first movie in general. He also gets one of the best boxing sequences, with that whole final fight being an incredible, impactful sequence that just can't keep your eyes off. Again, it's very intense, very dramatic, you're very invested in what's going on. And this is definitely still in my top 3 favorite Rocky movies behind the original and Rocky Balboa. I would say it's probably number 3, honestly. I think part of me still actually consider Rocky Balboa just a teensy weensy bit. But there's no denying that Creed is still a phenomenal movie. And the fact that it's even as good as it was is still shocking. Now, at number 2, a film that, my top 2, like I said, my top 2 is still very interesting, despite the fact, the films that came after this movie may make some aspects feel not as impactful, but honestly, I comment this movie so often that I can't help but still put it on the list. So at number 2, we have Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Not sure whether it's not going to be an unpopular opinion, because despite the fact that also I love Last Jedi, I knew them, but then we had Rise of Skywalker, which made certain aspects of the movie not feel as important or as impactful when it was when it came out. But despite all that, The Force Awakens I think still is one of the best Star Wars movies. It's still probably in my top 3 Star Wars movies in my opinion, at least. The one behind the two original trilogy movies is the ones I've rewatched the most, the ones I've gone back to the most, the ones I've quoted the most. And it's just one of the most fun and energetic and highly entertaining space movies out there. Well, despite the fact it some aspects don't end up with anything, it does lead to some fun stuff for you to follow. It does a great job of developing its characters, and like Rey, Finn, Poe, again, actually makes Stormtroopers feel very human. It's got Kylo Ren, who is, despite the fact that, well, honestly, is the most consistently good thing in this trilogy. Now, Driver pretty much plays his character great, but also making him stand out more from Darth Vader. Honestly, again, the action are still fantastic, the battle is still great, the effects are still fantastic, the great back and forth between a lot of characters, the story is great. Again, there's so much to really enjoy about The Force Awakens, honestly. It isn't like nostalgia pandering as some of the latest stuff they're getting in Star Wars. All around, it's just a fun ride from beginning to end. And I still will come back to Force Awakens. It's definitely still in my top 3 favorite Star Wars movies. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that's going to have this movie in the favorite movie for next. I know. Because I remember back in 2015, and this is when I first got into reviewing movies. Pretty much all my viewers I know had this movie at number 1. But obviously nowadays, considering what happened with Last Jedi and especially Rise of Skywalker, and even the other Star Wars stuff that we've gotten later on, and it made, like I said, it can make some aspects not feel as impactful as it should be. But nonetheless, The Force Awakens, I still love. But in the end, coming in number 1, and this was still my obvious number 1, honestly. And let's get out of the way, my number 1 favorite movie of 2015 is Inside Out, which is not only my personal favorite Pixar movie, but it's my favorite animated movie of all time. I am dead serious. For the longest time I had The Lion King as that number 1, but I think that the more I really think about Inside Out, the more I'm like, oh yeah, this movie is definitely it. This movie is definitely my number 1. Because based on being a student, I know having films that are very personal and very emotional and relatable. And that's what they always gravitate a lot towards Pixar, is how relatable a lot of their movies are. And what's the label in the movie is? The fact that it is okay to cry. It is okay to have emotions. Like, that's gonna Joy basically trying to act like, you gotta be happy, you gotta be joyful, you gotta be positive, which, well, it's okay to actually be happy and positive, and I'm happy and positive. Hell, it's okay to cry, it's okay to feel emotions, it's okay to feel terrible, it's okay to feel sad. And this movie embraces that message so much in this movie. And the characters do end up having like really great moments, they end up having great character arcs. You get some pretty hilarious and off-kilter moments throughout the movie. And again, with film beyond emotions, no joke, it is part of the most emotional, no pun intended, Pixar movie that we have gotten. Which again, is saying a lot concerning, it's goddamn Pixar, concerning, well, it's goddamn Pixar. So, yeah, I don't need to say anymore. Inside Out is without the best movie of 2015, and again, my favorite anime movie of all time. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed me discussing my top 10 favorite movies of 2015. I would love to know down below in the comment section, what are your favorite movies for this year down below. I would love to know what your favorites in the movie, which ones I probably should have seen. I would love to know down below in the comment section. Now we get 2016 next, which, oh boy, that's gonna be interesting. Let's go back to, considering how crappy year that was, which I expect to be the worst year of my life. But thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. I am Sam One World from Sam One Productions. I will see you next time as always. Stay cool, but peace.